Shannon Skinner, and I am joined by singer Cindy Ashton, who's just a remarkable woman, and she's here to tell her incredible story. Later in the segment, before we take a break, I'll have my regular Good to Know Minute when I ask my guests for their top tip on creating a successful life. You'll hear Cindy's. Cindy Ashton is an entertainer, speaker, author, and recent recipient of President Obama's Call to Service Award. Born with a 20% chance of living, Cindy underwent 3 heart surgeries by age 14 and was left with a damaged lung and chronic pain. A medical miracle, she went on to train 6 hours a day at the dance company and sing Broadway professionally, even on her damaged lung, and now she's dedicated to giving back. Welcome, Cindy Ashton.
Thank you, Shannon. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, it's so nice to have you on the show.
Yes, it's fun.
Now, we had a chance to sort of meet virtually in Los Angeles last
Skype.
weekend.
We did. You got to love technology.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so you're living in Los Angeles now. You're from Toronto originally.
Technically an hour and 15 minutes south of LA, but yes, I live in LA. So yeah, it's really fun. It's you know, 3 days ago I was on the beach having a business meeting, and now I'm, you know, battling flurries and cold air. So I'm like, oh, that's why I left.
Just brace for it, because it's about to get worse.
I know, but hey, I mean, at least to get the full-on Canadian experience while I'm here. I mean, I love Canada. It's a great country. I just don't love cold weather.
Well, you know, I have to say that, I mean, I love the California sun, so I mean, how can you beat that? Being
Although
on the beach?
I do, yeah, you can't beat it, but I do miss fall, and I do miss the changing colors, and you know, and I miss my friends and family, obviously, up here. So.
And how long have you been living in LA?
March will be 2 years, so a little while.
Well, welcome home.
Yay! Yeah, happy to be here.
Well, you're a singer, an entertainer, and a speaker. And of course, you have quite a remarkable story, a medical miracle. What was that moment in your life when you decided that, you know, you wanted to be a performer?
You know, I don't think it was a decision. I know it's not a decision. You know, when I used to be a singing and acting and a dancing teacher, I used to have students say, oh, do you think I should go into the arts? And it's like, you know, if you have to question that, then it's not, then the answer is no. It's not a choice. I mean, I was teaching for years and I loved it, but it was never enough. I've always been a performer. I'm sure I was swimming as a fetus in my mother's belly going, let me out, I want to dance and sing and act, you know? I'm pretty sure that was me. So it wasn't even a choice. I just knew it from the earliest of memories. I remember dressing up in sequins and dressing up in costume and jumping on tables and dimming lights and singing. So it wasn't a decision. I just was born knowing it.
How did you actually get your start then?
You know, well, growing up, as you had mentioned, all the heart issues that I had, I was sick like 1/3 of the time. I was like incapacitated, totally sick. So I wasn't even well enough to really sing, dance, and act growing up. I did take a bit of ballet, but for the most part, I wasn't able to. But after my 3rd heart surgery, I started taking, at 14, I started taking dance classes. Partially because doctors said I couldn't handle activity beyond walking, and I was 14 and I was defiant, and I was like, oh yeah, you watch and see. But mostly because I just really wanted to be a performer, and I thought I would be a dancer. And so really I got my start by starting to dance, and I wanted to sing, but I got kicked out of choir because apparently apparently I couldn't sing. Go figure. So I got kicked out of choir, and I thought dancing was it. And later on in high school, the way I got my start was that I moved to a new school, Meadowvale Secondary, since we're in Toronto. People around here will know where that is, Meadowvale and Mississauga. And the teacher said, hey, I know you're a dancer, can you sing? And I said, oh no, I can't sing. I got, you know, kicked out of choir, apparently I can't sing. And he says, well, just try to sing Fever. And so I got up there, I'm like, Fever in the morning. And he's like, girl, you can sing. And so that was how I started. I got the solo with a big band because of a high school teacher, Mr. St. Cyr in Meadowvale Secondary, and everyone's like, oh my God. And then when I went to train as a professional dancer 6 hours a day, I was singing down the hall, and the director said, you're not going to be in our show as a dancer. We're putting you up on stage to sing. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's how I got started with singing, is that I just kept wanting to dance and people kept getting me to sing instead. So
Did you ever go back to the choir master who kicked you out?
No.
To let them know what you are now doing?
I know, I probably should. I should go up to her and say, by the way, President Obama has honored me. But no, I haven't. I guess I should, shouldn't
Wouldn't
I?
that be interesting?
It would be interesting. See, it goes to show that anybody out there with a dream, if somebody knocks you down and hits you on the head and says you can't do it, it's just one person's opinion.
Was it a little whisper inside that just kept whispering and whispering?
Oh, I don't think it was a whisper. I think it was a freight train. Nothing comes and whispers for me. Everything's like, boom, go, do it. You're doing it. So, no, I mean, like I said, I've just always known that I had to do it. And I think because I was born dying, I automatically went into fight or flight when I was a baby, and I just started fighting. And so growing up, I just automatically went into the fight, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make things happen. And it's interesting, though, because now that I'm an adult, I've learned to let go of the struggle and the fight to get there, and just more about breathing and being and listening and going through that action versus feeling that I need to push and struggle to get there. It's very different energies. They both work, but one's much happier route.
Your family must be very proud of you then.
Yeah, they are. They're very proud.
Do they live here? Or
yeah, my family, everyone's here. I have adopted family in California. I have my new friends there that are they're like blood. They're amazing to me.
Now, who was the most influential person for you then growing up? Who inspired you to be who you are today?
I think I don't think I know that probably in terms of the most influential person, it was Madonna.
Madonna?
Yeah, you would think, I'd say a mom or a dad or a friend, but it was Madonna because, she came out in 82, so I was like, I don't know, 7 years old, right? And so the interesting thing is that growing up, and when you're sick growing up, and because what you didn't hear in my bio is that the left side of my body was also all crooked and squished in, and I had to wear casts on my legs to learn how to walk, let alone dance. And so here I am with this kid who's like really off on the left side, and then I've got these giant scars, which you can't see, but protruding out because it was so fresh that it was literally like this. So, and then I wasn't in school a lot, so I never really made friends, and I was always the outcast, and I was bullied and even beaten a few times by schoolmates because I was ugly because of all the scars and stuff on my body. And so because I was such an outcast, and because I was always so different, I never did things like everybody else. I don't know what the box is. I don't even live near the box that everyone else does. I'm just out playing in my own damn field. So because I was so outside the box, I really related to Madonna, because this girl was outside the box. I mean, this girl was saying, well, if Michael Jackson can grab his crotch, why can't I? And I'm like, yeah, why can't you? But she was so outside of the box all the time. She was always recreating herself, and I just had so much respect for her. And she gave me hope that you could be different and still do something great with your life. So she was probably my biggest influence growing up.
She's influenced, a lot of women, and young girls. Our generation, women our generation
yes.
anyway.
Yes,
we were girls then.
I don't have my glasses on, but you look like you're about my age. So
we're still girls.
We're still girls.
So Madonna, what would be your favorite Madonna song?
Oh, I don't know. Wow, no one's ever asked me that. I don't know. I mean, Vogue is popping in my mind, but that's just because I was listening to that last night. I don't know. Probably her earlier stuff, because that was when I was growing up. Probably, but I remember growing up to Into the Groove, get into the groove, and I used to watch her on TV and do the hip and kick, so I used to, I think her older stuff, because I used to dance around and watch her and copy all her moves, so probably the older stuff.
Now, of course, you're back in Toronto here in our studio.
I am.
What brings you back to Toronto?
Well, I want to experience the snow. So in all seriousness, they're laughing there. Yeah.
I just want it to go away.
No, I'm a beach person. I think it's pretty for about 3 days. Okay, so what is bringing me back is it's really cool. So next year I'm going on it's this year, May 2011, I'm going on my Red Carpet Dreaming Tour, which we could talk about a little bit later. But basically it's a 6-week tour where I'm raising money for children's charities. And one of our charities is Toronto's Canadian Centre for Abuse Awareness. And they are an unbelievable charity. Ellen Campbell is the founder. And they have well over 20 programs that go across the nation, dealing with everything from abandoned babies up to elders, to physical, sexual, emotional abuse, to dealing with training girls on what to spot with dating violence, to how to keep your kids safe. I mean, they deal with every type of abuse possible and work with so many different agencies across Canada. They're amazing. So this Thursday, there's an eligible bachelor auction happening. And because I'm working with that charity, we thought it would be great if I was one of the bachelorettes. So
I love it. Bachelorette auction.
I know. I'm going to be auctioned off. Somebody has to pay to go on a date with me. So It's one way to
How
get
does
a date.
that feel?
It's interesting. I think in any other context it would be considered prostitution, but in this case, it goes to charity. So you know, and so I'm actually really excited about it. But it's gonna be actually quite the event. It's Thursday night. It's at the Capitol Theater. I think Yonge and Eglinton. I haven't map quested it yet. And if you want details on it, you can go to eligible. Hold on, I wrote it down. eligiblebachelorauction.ca. eligiblebachelorauction.ca. And so you go online and it will give you all the details, but they have like, the price includes like lobster and all these crazy things. There's mingling, and then there's the actual event, and they're auctioning off people like baseball player, Blue Jays player Drew Taylor, I think. I don't watch sports. I think they have Miss Universe Canada. I've requested not to go after her. Although my goal is actually to get bid on more to prove that you don't need to be a model to that personality and funny matter. So it's going to be adorable. I just want to raise a ton of money for the charity. It's going to be a really great event. So yeah, it's going to be lots of mingling, lots of money raised. It's just going to be a beautiful event. It's going to be fun.
Well, sounds like a good cause to me.
It is. And you know, while we're talking about this cause, all of us bachelors have had to create a really cool dream date package. And I just wanted to give a shout to one of our sponsors for that. It is Tapo Restaurant in the historical district in Distillery District. They're actually sponsoring a huge dinner for the bachelor and a bunch of his friends, and then afterwards we're going to have a giant party. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to tapo.ca for sponsoring that portion of the dream date. So it's going to be an amazing, my dream date I think is going to be awesome, because the guy doesn't only get to be part of a private party and a big party later on, he's going to actually get to come to the big fundraising show where we're going to have 500 people, and I'm going to bring him on stage and sing to him, and it's going to be live streamed across the world. And so his date with me is going to be very spectacular.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
Well, we're about to take a break, which means we're at the Good to Know Minute, and I know you've got a great tip for our guests on how to have a successful life.
All right, how to have a successful life.
For our audience, rather.
All right.
You got a great tip for my audience on how to have a successful life.
Okay, great. So the great tip is this. You always want to listen to yourself, because you deep down inside know exactly what you need to do to make decisions. A lot of the times we make decisions based on our head and what we think, but we're basing those decisions of what we know in the box that we're born into and brainwashed into. So what you want to do is just take a breath when you're making a decision. Feel through your body and start to ask yourself, is this the right decision? If you find your body clamping up, it's probably not the right decision. But if you feel relaxed and happy and flow, then it's probably the right decision. So you really want to start listening to your intuition versus your head, because that will always guide you the right way.
Thank you, Cindy. We'll be back. Stay right there. Back to Extraordinary Women. I'm Shannon Skinner. Of course, during the break, that was the lovely Cindy Ashton performing.
Thank you.
Lovely voice.
Thank you. So that video was actually taken from my CD release party in, I don't know, it was a while ago. November 11th, 2006, I released this album, Cindy Ashton, Don't Rain on My Parade. And so the end of the story, I know that we had talked about my health challenges and how I had 3 heart surgeries through my childhood. Well, at 14, doctors said that I would be on medication for life. I wouldn't be able to handle activity beyond walking, and just gave me a whole list of things that I couldn't do. And you know, so I went through my training. I trained 6 hours a day in a dance company, and I did all my opera training. But because of all the cutting on both sides of my body through bones and muscles and nerves, I was always in chronic pain, because it was like I'd have to move through all the clumping of stuff. And so when I was dancing, I was happy, but the minute I stopped dancing, I could feel the pain and I couldn't sleep through the night. So even though I had my dream, I was functioning on exhaustion because I wasn't sleeping. So until I was 29, I didn't sleep through the night, and I couldn't actually go after my dream. And at 29 years old, I made a decision of, okay, I'm going to heal this body somehow of the chronic pain so I could sleep through the night and perform consistently well every day. And so within months, I ended up finding an osteopath, or he found me, and he did all this work on my body, and suddenly I was sleeping through the night, and I was feeling freedom in my body, and I was singing consistently well, and I have every single day since. So that was my miracle, and it was kind of my coming back and doing this album. So this album, Don't Rain on My Parade, was like, no, I'm doing this now. It's been 29 years of illness, and I'm done with it. And don't anybody rain on my parade, because I'm living my dreams now. So that clip was from the CD release party for it.
Well, it's lovely.
Thank you.
Now, your red carpet dreaming tour, let's
Yes.
just talk a little bit more about that.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about that.
What inspired you to put this together?
Okay.
And what is it?
What is it? What does red carpet dreaming mean? So back in June, I got an award from President Obama for my outstanding contribution to the community and to the American people. And really, it's just for people who go out there and do a lot of charity work and a lot of volunteer work and get to a certain number of hours and really make an impact. And I think that most people who would have gotten that award would have been over the moon. And I was in some ways, but I walked away from it and I thought, oh, you know, I appreciate it, but it just feels like an ego thing to get this award. Like, it doesn't even matter because I'm not doing this for, I was shocked when I was given it. I was just like, I'm not doing it for an award. Although it's really cool to have a letter from the president and a pin. But
That'd be really cool.
It is really cool. It's really cool. And it will help when I go to renew my visa with immigration. So that's always a good thing. Thank you. Although I think that if the president gives me an award, they should just bump me up to a green card status, but that's my opinion. So just thought if I say it enough times, he'll hear it.
Put it out there. You never know.
Just put it out there. But in all seriousness, I just walked away and I just thought, you know what, I really appreciate this, but, you know, especially living in the U.S., they're so destitute compared to what we are in Canada. I know that the recession has hit us, but it's far worse. And I've just seen things down there that have been so upsetting, and I just thought, you know what, I appreciate this, but it's not about me, and my life is good. I've got safety, I've got food, I've got shelter, I've got friends. I mean, my life is good. The little challenges I have are little compared to most people. And I just felt like there's got to be something bigger. Like, there's got to be something bigger I can do. And I've known my whole life that I need to do something that's much bigger, on a bigger scale. And so I just meditated and kept breathing, listening to my body as I talk about, you know, and after talking to a few friends and after a few days of just breathing and journaling, and asking for guidance, it came to me that I'm going to go on tour and raise money for charities. And I decided children's charities because of my own childhood illness, but also because I was a teacher for so many years in Toronto. And I love kids, and I've worked with kids, and I know kids, and I know what their issues are, especially because I've worked a lot at Jane and Finch and with the inner city kids, and I really wanted to make a difference with them. So it started out as, okay, I'm going to do like this tour, and then it's mushroomed into something way bigger. So let me tell you about the tour. It's totally amazing. So red carpet dreaming, first and foremost, this is what it means. When people are on the red carpet, it's because they are living, in one aspect of their life, they're doing what their greatest talent is. They're living the red carpet dream, and they're being honored for that, and they're giving to the world. Whether they're an actor that makes us cry and release emotion, or it's a musician that sings an uplifting song that gets us feeling happy, they're doing their dream, and it's satisfying and fulfilling them, but it's also giving back to society. And I really believe that your red carpet dream, that all of us has one. All of us are born extraordinary, and we forget that sometimes, or often, or most of the time, but we really are born with that spark of greatness. And it doesn't necessarily have to be as an actor, director, producer, singer, like you see on the red carpet, but we can all walk that red carpet, whether we are an extraordinary parent, or we're an extraordinary ecoscaper and give back to the world by creating these beautiful designs, but they're also healthy for our planet. I mean, we all have something inside of us that we're here and that we're meant to give. And as long as we're breathing, then we're meant to give that gift. If we're not breathing and we're dead, then we're done with what our purpose is. But if you're still here, and you are because you're listening, then you need to take a breath in and ask yourself, what is my greatest gifts? Am I willing to embrace them, and can I use them to give back? So part of this tour is definitely about raising money and awareness for the kids, but part of it is to really inspire people to step up in their lives, because our world is in crisis and we need to make a difference, and all of us can, because all of us are extraordinary. So one of the really super cool things we're doing on the tour is we're doing a red carpet star competition, and it's kind of like an American Idol. So if you're a youth under 25 years old, you can actually you can submit a 3-minute video that basically has you singing a Broadway tune, because when I'm on tour, every city I hit, I'm going to do a big Broadway kind of show, Broadway review type with inspiration and comedy. And what we're going to do is, if you're within 100 miles and you're under 25, you can submit a video of yourself singing Broadway. But at the end of the video, you need to tell us what your red carpet dream is and how you're going to use it to help the world. So we're really inspiring youth to live their dreams and sing if that's what they want to do, but also think about how could they be giving back while satisfying themselves. And then our celebrity judges are going to choose the top 10, and all top 10 get to perform on stage with me in the given city, and it's going to be live streamed across the world, and the winner is going to be voted for online, so it's going to be crazy with social media, everybody voting, and the winner will get to do a solo, and they have all kinds of prizes they're going to win. So that's one of the big things we're doing as part of this tour, to not only raise awareness for our charities, but also get people to step up in a really fun way.
And it's happening in a number of cities across North America.
So we're kicking off in down where I live, and then we're heading to
in California.
Yes. Sorry,
so yes, in the LA area.
In the LA area, but we've actually decided to add San Diego as well. So we're going to be doing San Diego, LA. We're going to be doing Denver, Colorado. We're working with a charity there called ACTS, and they feed 3,000 homeless children a month. They're phenomenal, and there's 100 million homeless kids in the world, so they're part of it. So we're excited to work with them. We're working down in Vero Beach. Over 1/3 of American children are obese. I think it's 1/4 in Canada. So that's just not acceptable. These kids are, by the time they're 20, they're going to have a million, health problems. So we're going to be, our week in Vero Beach, Florida is going to be awesome. We're going to be actually kayaking with the kids, and we have a celebrity chef cook-off, so the kids and the parents can learn how to cook healthy. And oh, this is exciting. And the mayor is actually deciding to declare the entire week, Cindy Ashton's Red Carpet Dreaming Week, benefiting, Growing Healthy Kids, our Florida charity. It's like crazy. So we're pretty excited about that. We're working in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is near the capital of Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. We're working with Amy's Army, and we're dealing with brain cancer. 7 kids die every day from brain cancer, I think. Wait. I got to check that statistic. Don't quote me. I got to check that one. I'm trying to keep all the charities in my head.
That's okay. But we've certainly at least got the idea.
Yeah, and like I said, our Toronto charity. Of course, we've got to do one in Toronto, my hometown. Canadian Centre for Abuse Awareness, abusehurts.com.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what are the dates for Toronto?
We will be here. Okay, so the big fundraising show is going to be May 29th, which is a Sunday, and it's the day after my birthday, so I get to kind of have my birthday in my hometown. So that's cool. But yes, it's we're deciding between 2 venues right now, so it's either going to be at the Capitol Theater or the Berkeley Theater downtown, and we will have a decision on that in the next week or two. So you'll be able to start to buy tickets in the next week or two. Yeah, but we'll be here for the whole week doing daily events leading up to the big one on May 29th.
So more information for anyone who wants to go out, find out more information about your show and details, they can go to your website at cindyashton.com.
Absolutely. And so you can either go there to find out where we're going to be, and if you want to attend an event, you can go there if you want to become a sponsor. We're already getting over 1,000 hits on the website, so it's a great opportunity for people to get exposure. You can go, if you go to the website, to find out about volunteering, or if you're under 25 and you want to compete in our competition and get some exposure and be, get in front of our celebrity judges, you can go there. Just go there, peruse around the website, and make sure that you put in your name and your email. So even whatever we don't have online yet, like our competitions where we haven't launched it yet, we have another 2 weeks to that, at least then you'll get an email blast saying, hey, competition's ready, enter to win. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. It already is fun.
Of course, and I would like to acknowledge one of your sponsors happens to be in the studio today. So a friend of mine, Christine Zirk. Hello, Christine. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, Christine is amazing. She is one of our earliest sponsors, which is really amazing. Christine is an incredible coach, an incredible spirit. Her company is called Essence to Success. Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay, good. That's the one thing I feel like I'm trying to memorize everybody's everything. But she is, on a personal level, I've known her for a few years, being a Torontonian, and she's just a really beautiful spirit. But her background, she was actually in the corporate world for over 25 years and thought, this ain't it. And she has now gone out there and she works with so many different clients, really helping them to figure out what their passion is, figure out what their essence is, and how to bring that into the world and breaking through the blocks. She's totally awesome, and she's at essence2success.com. Is that right?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, she's amazing. Another one of our sponsors from Toronto, I think Belleville. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. From Belleville is Darcel Rinsman, and she does strategicbizbuilder.com. And she's another amazing person. She's been in business for years. She owned her own multi-million-dollar company, sold it, and now she's teaching other people, how to grow their businesses. So she looks at someone's business and she's able to see the gaps. And because she's so intuitive, you know how we talked about following your intuition versus your head, because your intuition will bring you to the greater stuff? She does that. She does the practical stuff, the hands-on business stuff, and combines it with her intuition and connects people with the resources they need to grow their business. She's awesome, and she's at strategicbizbuilder.com.
Well, thank you. Now we're almost out of time,
Okay.
but before we depart, I know that you've written a book.
I
Perhaps you can
have.
tell us the title, little bit about it, and how we can find where we can buy it.
Okay, awesome. So this is my book. It's called Kiss Your Monsters Goodbye. And so it's all about kissing those obstacles, fears, and limitations that we have in our life, because we all have our challenges. And this book came out of people asking me, well, how did you overcome all your heart stuff and go on to do what you're doing? So I thought I'd write a book on it. And what's really cool about this book is that most of the time we make decisions based on our false fears, based on our assumptions, our past patterns, the way that we judge things, based on the experiences we've had. So we're not usually making our decisions from what our real obstacles are and where we really want to go. So this book is totally amazing in terms of giving you some really solid stories to help you to understand the concepts, and then step-by-step strategies of how to actually implement, break apart your fears, be able to set goals that are in alignment with where you want to go, build your confidence, and move forward. So I think it's kind of a cool book. I've gotten great feedback on it. So it's called Kiss Your Monsters Goodbye, and you can find it either at my website at cindyashton.com, or you can find it right on the book website at kissyourmonstersgoodbye.com.
Well, Cindy, we've run out of time, and I am so thankful that you were here today sharing your
Thank
story.
you. I'm so honored that I was here. This is fun.
Well, I wish you all the best on
Thank
your
you.
tour, and also the auction. Geez, I hope that goes very well for you.
Yes, I hope I raise a lot of money with my package. It's a great package.
Good luck.
Thank you.